We caught the ferry back to the mainland from St Margaret's Hope to Gills Bay on the 19th. We didn't have to be there till 11 o'clock, so it meant that we could get up at a reasonable time and have a calm drive down to St Margaret's. From Gills Bay to Altnahara, where our next stop was, is about a 2-hour drive, so we needn't rush this either. Altnahara is a caravan and motorhome club site, so of course we had to obey all the relevant rules. I forgot this when I decided to fly my drone and got into a trouble. Nevertheless, I managed to get 2 or 3 shots before the Gestapo descended on me. For some reason, the lethal act of speeding on site brings just a gentle rebuke. I got over these difficulties by walking up the hill the other side of the road from the site and using my long lens, taking some photographs up from there. The site is at the side of Loch Nava and is actually about 3 miles from Altnahara. This part of Scotland was subject to the Highland clearances in the mid to late 18th century, which in fact continued on into the mid 19th century. On the other side of the loch can be seen the remains of one of the villages that was cleared. It's possible to visit the remains of another of the clearance villages by climbing the hill at the back of the caravan site. The nearest town for shopping is Lairg, and that's about 20 miles away. The road is single track for most of its way, and about the only sign of civilization is the Crask Inn. The countryside along the route is known as the Flow Country, and the peat here is very deep. It used to be forested, but they realised that this was damaging the peat soil, and so after it was cleared, no more forest was planted. Around the caravan club site is still rocky and hilly, and there are still forestry plantations which are being cleared as we were up there. On the site there are the remains of an ancient broch. Fishing is very popular in the loch. The cloud formations in the morning are really beautiful. Our next site was just north of Oban. This was another CL. The scenery here is so beautiful we've decided to return again in 2020. We're going to use it as our base to tour the Western Highlands. It's within easy reach of the Ardnamurchan Peninsula. This is another very remote part of Scotland with spectacular scenery and lots of wildlife. I've decided to get there in just 2 stages and then spend 12 days there. On our way back home we staged at Crofts End Farm at Appleby in Westmoreland and went for another drive across the moors. People have asked me why I prefer a caravan to a motorhome, and the narrowness of these roads maybe explains why. We can leave the caravan on site and then go off exploring across country. Sometimes, to get to the more remote CLs, we have to tow a caravan along these roads. Very exciting. slowing down, doesn't it? Someone parked in the passing place. They're not marked, are they?
No.
Triangle means you may park your car here. Of course, it's not helpful when people park in the passing places. I hope this little sequence captures the atmosphere of a drive through the Highlands.